On July 19th, 2023, a huge announcement in the amusement park industry came out. A $2 billion investment into a brand new theme park in the northeastern part of Oklahoma came out. It's going to be called the American Heartland theme park. Mm-hmm. And this is about an hour northeast of Tulsa area, it looks like. But they're also going to have a hotel and campgrounds and everything, and RV grounds, and the whole thing is going to be 1,000 acres altogether. Wow. So that's gigantic, and it's going to be right in the middle, of the Great Plains in the
middle of nowhere. Yeah,
borderline middle of nowhere.
It's in middle of nowhere, Oklahoma, kind of by Missouri, pretty close to the border of Missouri.
This is a huge undertaking. Now, it was just announced. Whether this thing will actually take place, it remains to be seen. There have been plenty of parks that have been announced and have coasters announced and all this stuff, and yet nothing happens with it. So take this with a grain of salt. This entire video, we're just talking about the plans. But first, before we go into all the plans and get into all the details, we got to do our regular YouTube stuff. We got to say, if you're new to this channel, please go down and subscribe.
Subscribe.
It helps us so much. And down in the description, there's a link to a channel membership page. You can be like one of these people right here that gets exclusive shout outs every single video. They get exclusive videos,
exclusive polls, exclusive pictures, all sorts of stuff. And yeah, you can have your name on this wonderful list of people, and it helps us out a ton.
So please consider doing that. And if not, go down and subscribe if you haven't already. So now that we're done with that, let's get right into this video. This has a very ambitious opening date of the fall of 2026.
That's just a few years away.
What they say in their video, it says that there's going to be 6 different parts of this park. So this looks like what they're really trying to do. They're trying to make a budget Disney.
A budget Disney, but with Disney little theming, which that's what the renderings look like. Very well themed park.
Now, keep in mind, these are just renderings. Things can change, but the renderings look amazing. It looks like there'll be about 3 roller coasters.
Yeah, a family coaster. This is just what the renderings look like. Yeah. Again, a family coaster, a wooden coaster, and then something that looks like an intimate multi-launch that looks just like Velocicoaster or something like that.
It's right on a lake, just like Velocicoaster.
Everything about it looks just like Velocicoaster. They probably won't get an intimate multi-launch. I don't know. Maybe this, once again, just first renderings.
Yeah, first renderings. But the 6 different parts. There's going to be 6 different themed areas to this. They're going to have, right as soon as you walk into the park, they're going to have the Liberty Village. Then you're going to have Great Plains, and that's where it looks like they're going to have the wooden roller coaster. They're going to have Bayou Bay. They're going to have Big Timber Falls, Stony Point Harbor, and Electropolis. And that looks like the part that's going to have the Intamin-looking multi-launch coaster. So those are the 6 areas, and they're each themed differently.
They're all themed, pretty much all of them are kind of themed to one thing, the U.S. It's kind of a very American thing with the Great Plains.
American Heartland,
the Great Plains, Liberty Village, all that stuff. It seems like a very American-themed park.
I mean, it looks amazing. It really does.
Yeah. From the pictures, it looks like it's a wonderfully themed park. The idea is great.
Now, the idea is coming from someone, and that someone is Mansion Entertainment Group. They're based out of Branson, Missouri, and they really never done anything like this. It looks like when we went on their website, it looks like all they've done is some art theaters or something, where they put on live performances and that. It doesn't look like anything even close to a family entertainment center where they might have an indoor family coaster.
Yeah, it probably means that there'll be a lot of shows and performances and stuff at this park.
Yeah, very Disney-esque. And because a lot of the people that seem involved in this
all came from Disney.
A lot of them
all from Disney.
Now, our first thought is, okay, you're going to have this brand new, huge theme park in the middle of, not in the middle of Oklahoma, but right in Oklahoma, in the middle of nowhere, kind of. Where are they going to draw their people from? So we did a little bit of math and a little bit of Google Maps and stuff.
Yeah, I just thought about some of the different cities around there.
And like we said, there's Tulsa, Oklahoma, within about an hour. But you have Wichita, Kansas. You have Kansas City, Missouri. And you have
Oklahoma
City. Oklahoma.
So you have a few cities around that area, but nothing right there.
And altogether, there's probably about 5.5, 6 million people all within about maybe a 3-hour drive of the park. But I don't think that that's exactly what they're going for. I don't think they're going to go for their base
not entirely
customers. I think what they're looking to do is try to make this a stop along Route 66. Right now, people cross the country on Route 66, and there's all sorts of historic places to stop, all sorts of cool shops, all sorts of cool towns.
Yes.
And families make a complete trip out of it, like a 2-3 week trip out of going back and forth on Route 66. And what they're probably trying to do is capitalize on those families
and get a
traveling
stop along the way. Get a stop along the way. Get people into that area, because they're talking about how beneficial it'll be for that little area in the town. So yeah, just getting people going by, stopping eating at some restaurants around there, and going to the park.
Yeah, stopping in that area and staying and making that one of the stops along their trip. And because there are a lot of families that do that, they said that they want this to be very family focused, very family friendly. So that Velocicoaster type, Intamin, possibly multi-launch, I wouldn't expect it to be the intensity of like something like a Velocicoaster.
If it is an Intamin multi-launch, it probably would have to be.
Well, maybe.
Unless it's just like a mild one.
I mean, it could be.
It probably just wouldn't be an Intamin multi-launch.
I mean, maybe a Mack or something like that.
Yeah, or I mean, they could just have like one standout coaster, and like the wooden coaster would probably be like a GCI Gravity Group. I mean, they'll probably have some thrill coasters, but most of the park will be family oriented.
Now, one of the things that I was kind of thinking about this park is, okay, I've never been to Oklahoma. I don't know what the weather's like, so I looked up the nearest larger city, Tulsa, and I found that it stays right around, like the lowest high temperature of the year tends to be in like January, February, of course, and that only goes down to like the upper 40s. So it stays relatively warm a lot of the year.
Yes.
And there's parts like Charlotte and Richmond, Virginia that have year-round parks like Carowinds and Kings Dominion now that have similar temperatures. So we were thinking like, okay, could this possibly be a year-round park? I think that's a little ambitious for being brand new.
Yeah, for being brand new, I mean, maybe not. I don't know. This whole thing seems pretty ambitious. So I think there's a chance that it could be year-round.
Personally, I could see something going like a March through like December type, and then just taking January and February off, taking the 2 worst months of the year off so they can do maintenance on rides and roller coasters and do stuff like that. And a lot of focusing heavy during the holidays, kind of like how Dollywood, if you've ever been to Dollywood around Christmas time, they're very show focused. Like the rides get like you can walk on Lightning Rod.
Oh yeah,
assuming it's open.
One of the times we went to Dollywood, it was during Christmas. No lines for any of the coasters because everyone was doing shows and stuff like that.
The park was packed, and no one was doing any rides. They were all doing shows, and I could see them, especially since they come from a show background, I could see them really going heavy and taking the holiday time and doing stuff like that. But they are set to open in fall of 2026. Now that's an odd time. Normally,
an odd time if you are going to be just like a summer park and then a little bit of fall.
Yeah, normally you would open like March or April or May. That would be when you would set. So
in that case, they'd just probably wait until next year.
So March of 2027 would be a more likely opening date.
If they weren't doing just a non-year-round park.
Yeah,
so that kind of leads me to believe that it could be a year-round park, or at least most of the year.
There is a possibility. Why don't you guys let us know what you think? If you guys have heard a lot about this project, do you think it could be a year-round park or anything like that? And throughout the park, a lot of things, it looked like there was a lot of a themed log flume.
Mm-hmm. Flying theater. I heard that there'll be a flying theater.
A dark ride. One of the renderings, in one of the videos, it looks like they have. I don't know if it would be a shooting, like a Boo Blaster or Gobbler Getaway, that type of thing. I don't know if it would be like that or if it would just be like a ride itself, but some sort of indoor dark ride type deal. And it looked like they had an outdoor like big show area, and in the pictures it looked like there was a big explosion. It looks like there's fire, as you guys can see.
And smoke and stuff, and then just big like bleachers and like seating around it.
Yeah, so probably I could see something like this being like a water world at Universal Studios Hollywood, where you have an outdoor theater and like I don't know if it would be to that extent because Universal Studios obviously has the money.
Yeah, I know parks have a lot of like outdoor shows like that. Like I know Movie World in Australia, it's just one that I thought of. They have a big like outdoor thing with like cars and stuff, and you could work with like explosions and stuff. So something like that where it's just like a big outdoor show with explosions, obviously, since that's what the pictures show.
So that looks like it would be really cool. I mean, this whole thing looks amazing, honestly. Now, amazing enough to get us from Cleveland, Ohio area down through Oklahoma. I guess if you're on a trip going to some other parks, looks like something you might want to add on to.
But if you are, then that's another thing. If you are doing like a road trip with different amusement parks, it's right between like Silver Dollar City and what is it called?
Frontier
City.
Frontier City.
It's like right in between those two parks. So if you are doing like a roller coaster road trip, if you are going to multiple amusement parks and you're going down that way, you could do all those three. You could do 3 of those like really easily.
But it looks like something that would be a great addition to the amusement/theme park community across the United States.
I hope this gets built.
Yeah,
I hope
really
it's as good as what it looks like, because it'd definitely be a place that I want to go to.
Yeah, I hope that they don't cheap out. Not that if they go down from $2 billion, it's not like that would be cheaping out.
And it sounds like they want it to be kind of like a budget version of Disney, because they said they wanted families can go without spending their whole life savings on going there.
So more than likely, the hotel will probably be maybe a 3-star hotel,
Didn't they say like a 4 or 5-star hotel?
Oh, did they? Okay,
yeah,
well,
they did say.
Maybe it'll be like...
Or maybe they'll just put like a Motel 6 down and say, there's your hotel.
A luxury hotel with maybe some affordable pricing, and then maybe the tickets, maybe the food, maybe they're talking about that kind of stuff, the food, the merchandise, maybe they won't like charge
tickets,
crazy
not
amounts.
Like Disney. Disney, you spend like millions of dollars going there.
Yeah.
Here, you wouldn't.
But I don't know how long it would take to recoup $2 billion if you're a budget park. So that remains to be seen. I hope this gets done. And if it does get done, I really hope that it works, because amusement parks can open up and then not work out that well.
Yeah,
like that one in Iowa or whatever. Lost Island.
And it's not doing well. So, I mean, yeah, there's some newer parks. Nickelodeon Universe in New Jersey.
Yeah.
Like places like that. Newer amusement parks that aren't doing so well. So, yeah, I mean, hopefully it does well.
But I don't know. That's about it. I think I've said everything that I need to say.
Yeah, I hope this gets done. It looks really good. It looks like some good coasters, some good theming, all sorts of good stuff. Yeah.
So why don't you guys leave your opinions down below? Let us know what you think about this.
Do you think it's going to happen? How good do you think it's going to be? All that stuff. Tell me.
Leave it down below, and we'll see you guys next time right here on Beach Cliff Studios.